Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge, and are Liverpool the worst Premier League champions ever? A couple of weeks ago I saw a clip about an Everton fan calling in and saying they are, and it seems to have sort of gathered a bit of momentum since then. I would say absolutely incredible, but let's delve into why it's complete and utter nonsense. I want you to get your comments in. Who do you think is the worst ever Premier League champion? But let me just tell you a little bit of a story here. What I find incredible, and I have said this before, is the word chuff monster does exist. The Premier League started about 33 years ago. So unless you're about 40, you'd have been 7 when the Premier League first started. So you've got to be 40 to actually know every Premier League season. It's not ageist, it's a fact. So when you've got people in their 20s telling you this is the worst Liverpool are the worst ever Premier League side to win it, well, they're talking out their mum's chuff, basically, aren't they, if we're being absolutely honest, because that's where they were for about 33% of the Premier League. The reality is, they're just not. They're just not, and I hate to say it, it's Manchester United. But when you've won so many, you're bound to have a few bad ones as well. So let's delve into it. Look, also, you've got the privilege, if you are living in the US or that side of the world, that you're getting this one first. Don't normally pop a video up at this time, but we've got Loz on the show tomorrow morning. So I had this video ready to go for tomorrow, and I can't put it up tomorrow because I'm doing a video with Loz. So you get it in the early hours. So let us know where you are, and if you're part of That's Football or you're watching for the first time, make sure you subscribe, get involved, let us know where you're watching from. But look, when we're talking about Liverpool and whether they are a bad champion, let's be topical before I tell you who the worst Premier League sides are that have won the Premier League. Having witnessed it, unfortunately or fortunately, I am in my 40s and I remember the first year and I remember this year. So the memory's not gone yet, but as old as I am. But the point I'm trying to make is that this Liverpool side is trajecting, oh, you can see it there. They've got 79 points. They'll beat Spurs, 82 points. They're going to win the league. It was always a case of when, not if. 82 points for 4 games to go. Let's say they win 2 of those and draw 1. That's 82 plus 7 is, yeah, it's 89, isn't it? Yeah, 89 points. So that's only if they lose 2, if they win 2 and draw 1 and maybe lose 1. So they're trajecting around 90 points. Well, the last few Premier League winners, Man City 91, Man City 89, Man City 93, Man City 86. So Liverpool's points tally this year tallies up with the last 4 with Man City, there or thereabouts. And let's not forget, Man City have been pushed by Arsenal, more or less to the end, for the last 2 years. Liverpool haven't had anybody pushing them since Christmas, really. And yet, you'd expect their points tally to be down a bit. So Liverpool have actually kept up their side of the bargain. They've sort of gone where Man City have been going for the last few years on points tally. The reason people are having a pop at them is because nobody else has gone near them. That's not Liverpool's fault. Their actual season is good enough to win most Premier League seasons. So it's nonsense. What people are getting mixed up with here is, has it been one of the most boring title races in Premier League history? That's a different conversation. And again, I would probably say no, because Man City have won a few by a comfortable distance, and so did Manchester United, and so did Chelsea. So it's not the first time we've had somebody win it by a lot, but Liverpool's points tally and performance doesn't make them anywhere near the worst Premier League side to win it ever. Unfortunately, in my opinion, and I might have a bit of controversy here, I think Leicester were quite a boring team winning it in relation to their points tally. I think they only got about 81 or something like that. But in fairness to Leicester, it was a fantasy. It was a miracle, and we all love it. But really, it was a poor Premier League season. Like, it was a low point scoring Premier League season. Leicester would not have won that if the average Premier League season had been had. But it was brilliant. But look, I'm not taking out on Leicester. There's only been 3 times in Premier League history that the winners have gone below 80 points. And that was Arsenal in 98, Man United in 99. And the explanation for that is they were 2 bloody good teams, and they sort of pushed each other and maybe dropped a few points they shouldn't have done, etc. But the worst ever Premier League season was actually 97. 75 points for Manchester United. Second place was Newcastle by quite a distance. And this was not the famous Kevin Keegan, I'll love it if we beat them. That was the year before, when Newcastle squandered a 12-point lead. That was a good Premier League season. It was interesting because Newcastle squandered a 12-point lead. The season after that was a bit lame. You know, the season before was the 12-point drop and it was the class of 92. You can't win it with kids. The season after that was a little bit forgettable, if we're being honest, and that was Manchester United winning it. And I'll take that on the hip. I'll take it. I'll take that. We won so many of them. Some of them were a little bit straightforward, and some of them were a little bit, 75 points to win a Premier League title. You'd be third place this year, wouldn't you, by quite a distance, I would imagine. Maybe not. Arsenal haven't actually done that well at all, have they? You'd still be second. But yeah, I think what we've got here is people just trying to troll Liverpool fans because the Premier League title race hasn't been the Premier League title race we wanted it to be. But certainly not one of the worst Premier League winners by a very, very long way. In fact, depending on where Liverpool actually end up, they'll probably be in the top 50% for points totals across Premier League seasons for winning it. But look, Liverpool fans, I'm not here to defend you, but you're probably being lured in and caught baited, really, because it makes no logical sense, as we've just discussed there. And also, look, it makes me laugh when people say Rodri's a better player than Roy Keane, and you look at them and, they probably only had their first shave 2 weeks ago. And that's not ageism. My point is, I can't tell you about Brian Robson because I didn't watch Brian Robson, really. I didn't really watch him. I was too young, and we didn't have enough TV coverage in the late 80s anyway. People can't say Liverpool are the worst Premier League title winners ever when you look at them and go, you're under 30. Like, you literally lived up your mum's chuff for 30% of the Premier League. And even when you were born, you're not going to remember the first few years. The Premier League started in 1992. You'd have to be 40 to be 7 and vaguely remember the first year. So, look, take the bait if you want. You're being trolled. Liverpool are worthy champions. I say it through gritted teeth, but they're no way the worst ever Premier League title winners. It's a joke. What also you've got is that some people think the Premier League started in 2010. It started in 1992. I call it the Dennis Irwin and the Tony Adams effect. Ian Wright. We have Premier League legends that don't get any credit because generations didn't see them play. That's how old the Premier League is. I mean, it's only 33 years old, but a lot of the people who love the Premier League didn't see it. And you just have to accept that. And you either listen to people who did, or you go, I can't really say who the best or worst is, because you've got, it's like stats. Man United must have been, Liverpool in 98 must have been rubbish then because they got below 80 points. One of the best Arsenal sides I've ever seen. That double side in 98 was brilliant, and yet they got under 80 points. So you can't just look at it as stats. The eye test, isn't it, as always. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the replies. Let us know what you think about this Liverpool side, but more importantly, let us know what's your worst Premier League winning side. Now, it doesn't mean you were there for the entirety of it. You might have only started watching it for the last 10 years, in which case, let us know. It's valid. It's valid because it's yours. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know where you're watching, and please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, if you're new watching That's Football, wherever you are in the world. Get in quickly because you're getting this at 2 o'clock in the morning. Most of the UK and European audience won't have watched this video yet, so your comments can be right at the top. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. I'll speak to you on the next one.